India that provides world-class education. Indian institutions of technology, Indian institutions of management, Indian institutions of science, National Law School, Jawaharlal Nehru University, and Delhi University are some such institutes. The government of India is also speeding up the efforts to establish more such institutes that can afford quality education in India. Consultation service. The government of India provides consultation service to the interested international students through educational consultants of India. Thus, one can get all the information about India's education system, cost of education, duration, visa, accommodation, facilities, even before landing up in India. Unique courses. Apart from above-mentioned advantages, one can also study some unique courses that were discovered and developed by the traditional knowledge system of India. Ayurveda, Sanskrit, Yoga, Hindi are some such courses that enthuse many international students. Structure of higher education in India. In the India system, higher education includes the education imparted after 10 plus 2 stage. 10 years of primary and secondary education, followed by 2 years of higher secondary education. The first degree, the bachelor degree, is obtained after 3 years study in the case of liberal arts, and 4 years in the case of most professional degree, 4.5 in the case of medicine, and 5 or 6 years in the case of law. The master's program is usually of 2 years duration. The research degree, MPhil and PhD, take variable time depending upon the individual students. The postgraduate degree programs involves 2 years of studying after first degree. These include MTech, MD, MS, and MDS program that takes 2 years after BTech and MBBS or BDS respectively. The MPhil program is 1.5 year duration. It is a preparatory program for doctoral level studies. PhD program is research study for 2 years and can take several years, while DSc and DLit are rewarded by some universities after PhD for original contributions. In addition to the degree program, a number of diploma and certificate programs are also available in universities. Their range is wide and they cover anything from poetics to computers. Some of them are undergraduate diploma programs and others postgraduate programs. The duration varies from 1 year to 3 years. Universities. Deemed universities and institutions of international importance are largely autonomous institutions entitled by law to design, develop, and offer programs which they consider relevant and appropriate for the national needs. Colleges and other institutes, in turn, are expected to be regulated by the university which they are affiliated or associated. Given the wide reach and variety of institutions and programs of higher education, a number of professional regulatory bodies and councils have been established to ensure proper development of higher education in the country in a coordinated manner. Technical education overview. Technical education plays a vital role in human resources development of the country by creating skilled manpower, enhancing industrial productivity, and improving the quality of life. Technical education covers courses and programs in engineering, technology, management, architecture, town planning, pharmacy, and applied arts and crafts, hotel management, and catering technology. The technical education system in the country can be broadly classified into 3 categories: central government-funded institutions, state government or state-funded institutions, and self-financed institutions. Beside the above, there are 4 boards of apprenticeship training. The central government is also implementing the following schemes or programs: Technical Education Quality Improvement Program, assisted by the World Bank, Indian National Digital Library for Science and Technology. There is one public sector undertaking, namely Educational Consultants India Limited, under the ministry. There are also APACs, councils, namely All Indian Councils for Technical Education and Councils of Architecture. Living in India. Living in India is very inexpensive. Most international students have a very comfortable and living quarters. They may impose some restrictions on the lifestyle that some international students may be accustomed to. This option is recommended for those international students on a budget and who are willing to sacrifice a bit on their lifestyle. Students have an option of renting housing on their own. Students can rent an apartment on their own or share an apartment with other students. But in the case of Logging Indian students, the food and accommodation will be much beyond international standards. All Indian Council for Technical Education for International Students notification. In exercise of powers conferred by the All India Council for Technical Education in India makes the following regulation. In suppression of AICTE Regulation ACT, short title and commencement. These regulations may be called the All India Council for Technical Education for admission under supernumerary quota for foreign national or person of Indian origin. Children of Indian workers in the Gulf countries in AICTE approved institutions. Applicability. These regulations shall be applicable to the foreign nationals or person in Indian origin, or children in Indian workers in the Gulf countries seeking admission to AICTE approved institutions. Definitions. Person of Indian origin. This means the person who are citizen of other country and at any time held an Indian passport, or who or either of his parents or any of his grandparents was a citizen of India by virtue or by the provision of the Constitution of India or Second of Citizenship Act. Foreign nationals. This shall mean the citizen of all countries other than India who are not of Indian origin as defined under PIO. Foreign students shall mean in the context as a student who possesses a foreign passport, provided that any subsequent changes in the definition as might be notified by the Government of India shall have the same latest meaning respectively assigned to them. The other expressions not defined herein shall have the meaning as may be assigned in any subsequent notification of Government of India. Admission. Foreign nationals or PIOs or children of Indian workers in the Gulf countries. Under these regulations, 15% seat in all the institutions or universities departments approved by AICTE offering technical courses leading to diploma, degree of postgraduate degree in engineering and technology, architecture and town planning, pharmacy, applied arts, MBA and MCA, hotel. Indians in Gulf. Management and catering technology shall be allowed on supernumerary basis from amongst foreign nationals or person of Indian origin. Children of Indian workers in the Gulf countries over and above the approved intake, provided that 1/3 of the 15% shall be reserved across different disciplines in the educational institutions for the children of Indian workers in the Gulf countries. More seats. However, the vacant seats out of 1/3 category shall be reverted to the quota of 2/3 meant for PIO or foreign nationals. This is subject to the availability of adequate infrastructure facility in the applicant institution, to be verified by AICTE based on its norms and guidelines. These supernumerary seats shall be exclusively meant for these categories of students in the diploma. Undergraduate and postgraduate courses with a rider that under no circumstances a seat remain unfilled shall be allocated to anyone other than a foreign student or PIO. Foreign nationals or persons of Indian origin or children of Indian workers in the Gulf countries admitted in an AICTE-approved institution through the Indian Council for Cultural Relations or as Government of India nominee shall be included within this 15th ceiling. International standards. The institution should be able to provide suitable hostels or residential accommodation to the foreign students or persons of Indian origin, and the children of Indian workers in Gulf countries. The teacher-student ratio in the respective discipline where foreign national or person of Indian origin are to be admitted should not be less than 1 out of 15. Modern library. The institution must have a modern library as per norms and standards of AICTE with multimedia facility. The total plinth area of institution, including hostel and residential area, is not less than 12.5 square meters per student. The institution and these hostels must have proper approach road, good environment, sufficient water supply, and arrangement for all generators in absence of normal supply of electricity. Good infrastructure. The concerned institutions must not have been put under no admission or reduced intake category by AICTE due to poor infrastructure facility during the past 3 years. The institution must have been functioning at least for a period of 5 years after AICTE's approval. The result of last 2 batches of final year students must not be less than 75%. Calculated based on the number of students appeared in the final examination which the student had passed. The AICTE shall satisfy itself the availability of infrastructure facility suitable for admitted students under the supernumerary category through an inspection team wherever necessary. Status reports. For this purpose of admitting international students, the institution meeting the above criteria made student status report along with written request to AICTE for inclusion of institutions under the list of eligible institutions for admission of foreign nationals or PIOs or children of Indian workers in the Gulf countries. Recognized institutions. The AICTE shall examine the status reports and the report of the inspection team and will include only those institutions fulfilling all the above criteria. The AICTE shall subsequently communicate the list of such institutions to the competent authority in the respective state government or UT for admission.